football players are holding out electronic arts for the new college football game that's supposed to be coming up because they only want to give them $500
Mm-hmm.
for their name and likeness to be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on the situation?
Um, I was one of the only people stupid enough to read the whole contract with the NCAA when I got it, and you really don't own that. Like, if any pictures of me, any likeness of me, whenever you sign those NCAA documents, they tell you this is a licensed product from the NCAA and things of that nature. So they fought to get paid, but you know, they like, that's really property of the school and of the NCAA to use for whatever they see fit. O.J. Simpson actually went to jail. He stole a picture of him. It was a picture of him, but that's his name and image and likeness, but somebody else purchased that photo. It belonged to them. So whenever we look at that name, image, and likeness, always read into the details of what that means and where it came from. So the originality of the situation is whenever you work for the NCAA, then they kind of own this stuff and they can use it as they please. But it's a video game, bro. I mean, like, you know, it's definitely contract. It's definitely big money. EA Sports gonna make way more than $500. So yeah, I was one part I didn't really put much thought into it because I was just so excited to play the game again. Like, you know, I was on the game. We didn't care. Like, it's just different times, man. But I guess once you seen that money, and they gave us some money on the lawsuit for it, like on the back end, but like none of us ever cared. Like, I remember when I first got on there, I went and customized my play. I was like, man, I don't look this stank. Let me put some spat on me or something, man. Come on now. So yeah, I wouldn't really. If I'm a coach, put it this way, if I'm a coach, I'm telling my players, bro, we're not finna let that get in the way of what we're trying to do for this season. It almost seemed like a distraction a little bit. You know, like, everybody want their money, everybody want to fight for whatever it is, but for me to be getting ready to go into a season and worrying about a video game, it seems like I'm not really focused on what I came here to do. So, you know, when I was saying earlier about the love of money, like, if you really that focused on your money, you wouldn't be playing college football anyway. Like, if I wanted to get rich, I made nothing playing college football. Like, I would have made way more going to the Army, truth be told. Like, even right now to this day, I'd have made way more in the Army than I would being a college football player, starting my own business like you did. Like, if you're really that focused on this money, this might not be it for you. And I ain't scared to tell college football players, bro, if your primary focus is on a dollar amount, you are distracted, and it's gonna show. You know, feel me? Sure, it's gonna show. So, you know your purpose, know your passion. Like, when I first started playing football, how you asked me how I got started to the game, you didn't hear me say nothing about no money. I played because it was fun. I played because I wanted to. And I remember hearing people say, you know, when you're passionate about something, it don't feel like work. That's how I felt about football. Like, I never cared. We was in the sun doing this and that or whatever. It never bothered me that, you know, I wasn't getting paid for what I was doing because that's not what I got into it for. You know, I felt like if I did what I was supposed to do, then God would honor my response and bless me accordingly. But, you know, everybody don't feel like that. And I don't really want them to. Like, if you feel like somebody owe you some money, stand on what you believe in. You know, this is just my opinion. It's just one person. But when you know how you feel in your heart of hearts, like, it's people who ripping Saquon and boy, like, y'all being spoiled, y'all complaining. All right, if you feel like that, cool. But if I feel like I'm worth more than that, if I know my own worth, then I'm going to stand on that. That's just what it is. So I hope they come to grounds on that game, though, because I really like playing college sports on the game, because we play with all the teams. Like, a lot of people just play with Florida State every time or play with Ohio State. We're going to play Boise State against Idaho. I'm going to play San Jose State. Like, we finna play with everybody and just get a feel for what's going on around there. So, yeah, that was it right there.
I think I heard you mention something about a check or a settlement, man. We pocket watch over here at Creative Moments.
For sure.
How much was that check, man?
Mine was small, bro. Mine was about $500. Like, I showed up on the game for a piece of a time. Like, this was the time I was on there, and I really can't even confirm that was me. That's how small mine was, because I was a walk-on. So they had different players with roster spots. But number 24 had changed his number to number 9. So I kind of felt like the number 24 they filled in for me, because I was never on preseason rosters. But yeah, mine was like 500. But it was based on like how much you did. So marquee players probably got a little more than that. But, you know, I was at a small school. I was a small role on a small school. I probably spent it on a few steaks or something like that. It wasn't real big for me like that. But, you know, I know some people mention like 12, 1,300, things of that nature. I'll probably get more for the concussion suit, but that concussion suit gonna be going on for some years. So you'll probably have to ask somebody who was really in the mix. I can ask some of my Florida State boys what they made, because they was actually on the game. And then you can update the rosters and get your actual name put on there. All of them was on there. So yeah, that was I didn't even really know or care nothing about that settlement until some of my team was like, boy, you ain't get your money, boy, you better get on your. And I'm like, oh, boy, they was for real? Well, let me call them. Oh, I thought they were joking. Yeah.